Welcome, family. I'm Jeff the Wealth Builder, your guide to building indestructible wealth, creating legacy, and breaking the cycle of renting money from banks. Now, here's something I need you to understand right away. Most high-income earners believe wealth is about how much money you bring in, but the wealthy know something completely different. Wealth isn't about income. Wealth is about control. And the single biggest secret to control, the wealthy just don't use banks. They own their own banking function in their lives. Today, I'm going to break down the 10 rules the wealthy use to build what I call a private collateralized bank, a system that allows $1 to earn in two places at once while securing a financial moat around your family for the next 100 years. If you're a first-generation high-income earner, you cannot afford to miss this, because by the end, you'll understand why the middle class always feel like money is slipping away and how you can step into the same playbook the elite have quietly used for over 100 years. Rule number 1, liquidity first, always. The first rule of the wealthy is simple. Liquidity buys time, and time compounds wealth. Liquidity means having the access to cash you can use without penalties, without waiting until you're 59 and a half, and without begging a bank for permission. Most people lock their money up in retirement accounts, homes, and investments they can't touch. Then when a crisis hits or opportunity knocks, they're forced to sell at a loss, or even worse, borrow on someone else's terms. Wealthy families, they don't play that game. They keep liquidity inside their private banks. It's a cushion during downturns, and it's dry powder during booms. During the 2008 crisis, everyday families were losing their homes, but those with liquidity, they were buying properties, pennies on the dollars. It wasn't luck, it was liquidity. Rule number 2, earn twice with collateral. Here's the magic. The wealthy just don't save, and they don't just spend. They collateralize. If you pay cash, your money is gone. If you finance, you entice the bank. But with a private collateralized bank, your money compounds uninterrupted while you borrow against it for investments. Your dollar is doing two jobs. Say, for example, you have $50,000 sitting in your private bank. Instead of pulling it out, you borrow against it to buy an income-producing property. Your $50,000 keeps compounding inside the bank while rental income pays off the loan. You end up with a growing cash value and a property. That's how the wealthy keep their money in motion. Rule number 3, tax position beats rate of return. Too many people obsess over chasing returns. 8%, 10%, 12%. A 12% return tax wrong can lose to a 6% return tax right. Wealth isn't about how much you make, it's about what you're allowed to keep. The tax advantages built into a private bank, compounding tax-deferred growth, tax-free access through loans, and tax-free transfers at death create a stronger position than any high-risk taxable return. The wealthy focus on tax position first because that's what determines how much money stays in the family. Rule number 4, private banking over public permission. When you depend on traditional banks, you're always asking permission. Loan officers decide if you get money. Markets decides if you can liquidate. With your own private bank, you control access. You decide when to borrow, how to repay, and what to fund. Banks aren't moody. Your private bank runs on math. That's why wealthy families always prefer private financing to public permission. Rule number 5, protect the engine. Here's the reality. Income is the engine. If you lose it, everything else collapses. The wealthy protect their income engine with proper insurance, disability coverage, and structures that guarantee family stability. That way, even if something happens to them, the bank keeps running, the legacy keeps growing, and the family doesn't have to start from zero. Rule number 6, rate arbitrage is the quiet edge. Banks live on a spread. They pay depositors 1% and lend that same money out at 6%, 8%, 10%, or more. That's their business model. With your private collateralized bank, You can do the same. Borrow at 5% to invest in an asset yielding 9%. That 4% spread, it's yours. The wealthy have been quietly multiplying wealth, not by hitting home runs, but by consistently winning the spread. Rule number 7. Cash flow buys time. Network look good on paper, but it doesn't pay bills. Cash flow does. Wealthy families prioritize monthly income streams, rent, dividends, distribution over speculative appreciation. Cash flow buys time, and time allows you to hold great assets through bad markets. Rule number 8. Systems beat discipline. Discipline fades. Systems don't. Wealth builders automate contributions, premiums, loan repayments, and even wealth meetings. That way, the machine runs whether you feel like it or not. The wealthy don't rely on willpower. The wealthy rely on systems. Rule number 9. Legacy is a system, not a slogan. A will is not a legacy. A trust without funding is just a wish. Legacy requires structure, trust, instructions, successor trustees, and funded policies. The wealthy design their legacy on purpose. They create family bank rules, who can borrow, what qualifies as an investment, and how repayment looks. Legacy isn't left by chance, it's engineered. Rule number 10. Stewardship over speculation. Finally, the wealthy don't gamble. They steward. They measure. They monitor. They let compounding do the heavy lifting. Speculation is flashy. Stewardship is boring. But boring builds empires that last 100 years. And in a world addicted to quick wins, stewardship is the ultimate wealth hack. Let's recap. 10 rules: liquidity, collateral, tax position, private access, protect the engine, rate arbitrage, cash flow, systems, legacy, stewardship. $1, 2 jobs, a financial system designed to grow, whether you're working or not. Family, this is where I live and breathe. I'm Jeff the Wealth Builder, and my mission here is simple: to help first-generation high-income earners like you stop renting wealth and start owning banks. If you're ready to put these rules into practice, join me inside the Cash Value Wealth Builders community. That's where I give you the playbook, the calculators, and even the 100-year plan to make sure your last name holds weight for generations. Because building wealth isn't just about you, it's about your children, your grandchildren, and the generations after them. So remember this: stop renting wealth and start owning banks. I'll see you on the inside.